All right. We are back. A month removed from our last episode, just before the NFL draft. Correct, fellas?
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. Um, so we got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about with the draft, with the Packers, with Wisconsin sports in general. It sounds like. Um, but you know what? Let's take it. Let's do the intros first. But I want to go to the newest chat field. Chris Rosho. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it's a lot has happened since the last time we were on. I did get named the head football coach at Chatfield Senior High. They just won the 4A state title last year. We're moving up to 5A this year, so moving up to the highest classification, but pretty excited. I got a teaching job doing strength and conditioning and then running the show over there. So it's been a extremely busy couple of weeks. And so listeners, I apologize, but a lot of the missed episodes have been my fault because I've just been extremely busy and overwhelmed with still finishing out my teaching at Legend for the semester, but also trying to run a football program that's about 45 minutes away and trying to get a whole new staff and meet people and parent meetings and booster club meetings and gridiron club meetings and just getting everything kind of situated for summer. It's just been crazy, but a good crazy, obviously. I'm really excited about it. It's a career goal of mine. So ready to rock and roll. The kids are excited. The parents are excited. So we're ready to rock and roll. So I'll make sure that, I'll send you guys some free gear and
we need the hookup.
and not gear that you have to donate to an alumni fund.
Yeah, I heard that.
Green. But I'll be shooting out some free gear. But no, it's exciting. It's a lot of fun. But that's honestly been my last 3 or 4 weeks. Have been spent either getting my yard in pristine shape. That's been a lot of my time. Obviously spending it with Cash Money and Alexis and our crazy funny farm of animals that we have. But ironically enough, I do want to mention this as well. Alyssa Kazmarowski, now it's Alyssa Bindle, I believe. I just found out she lives like 5 minutes away from me and she's a Reedsburg grad. So
how'd you find that out?
That's pretty sweet. So I posted a picture of my front yard and she commented on it saying that looks like Spring Valley. And I'm like, well, how the heck does she know where Spring Valley is?
That's weird.
And so she's like, because they obviously live 5 minutes away. And like our community is way different than any other community in this area, like just the looks of it.
Yeah.
And so then I just reached out to her and she's like, yeah, I live 5 minutes away. And so she's got a couple kids and she said she has a bunch of goats and chickens and stuff. And so she invited Cash out to see all that stuff. So it's going to be exciting, but just small world that two Bergians live so close together, so far away. So that's kind of cool.
I got a quick question for you, Chris. So how is it talking to, because it's obviously different. Well, you kind of, I guess, had it with like Stoughton High School hockey and stuff, and maybe not so much like with football, but like, how is it like maybe even meeting the players for their first time? Because they have your team now had a lot of success in the past, but like, how is it like just talking to like parents and like players and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's to me, I mean, talking to the kids and to the parents is, I don't want to say it's easy, but like, I mean, it's natural for me just with a teaching background. I'm used to talking to people like that, but it's definitely different following a head coach that just won a state title, a head coach that built a really good foundation there. I think he was there for 14 or 15 years. So like that whole community is very attached to him. And he's a great guy and a great coach. So knowing that I kind of have to follow what he's built and what he's done, but still be myself, that's difficult. And so talking over, with the parents and the kids, it's not like I'm trying to win them over, but I'm trying to get them to know who I am and what I'm about, because I think they'll like that. At least I hope they do. But basically telling all of them, I'm I'm not reinventing the wheel. There's a really good foundation that's been built here. So I'm not going to, come in and shake the tree and change a bunch of things. But at the same time, I got to be true to me and my beliefs too. So it's kind of making the two lanes kind of intersect. But the kids have been really good about it. The kids have been really excited and welcoming of me, and they're really excited to rock and roll. And the parents have been, nothing short of amazing, to be honest with you, so far. Now that could change if we lose a couple games, but as of right now, they've been very supportive, very helpful. And they're just excited to have direction and a leader as well. So it's because of the kids and parents, it's been a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Sick.
Well, full disclosure, obviously, Rachel, you've been really busy. Mike, you're working a boatload of hours, basically running the golf course out there, and
recruiting,
and it's just really busy for us. So it's just not going to be we don't have a set schedule. For those of you who are still listening to us at this point, it really is. It's as random as can get, with our episodes, just because we just don't.
Well, you got Blue Devils too, so you have hockey tournaments, and so Maddie's got his gender reveal parties that he goes to.
First ever.
It's just and we just like some nights off too, and I don't know. It's getting more difficult, and in the fall everybody's going to be doing their own thing too. So bear with us. If hopefully we get some more episodes coming out here for moving forward. But Mike, it kind of looks like you're in a gun shop right now, and you got a different boxes of ammo behind you. What's up with you, man? Looks like you're at the course.
We're locked and loaded here at the Schwamigan Bay Golf Club. Beautiful Schwamigan Bay, and we have a couple of. I want to give a quick shout out to my pro shop boys here at the Bay. They're tuning in. A couple of them are this evening. So, it's funny.
Is it one of those guys who bought the clubs I was going to buy, or what?
No. Okay. No, so it's some other guy. But
we gotta tell that story. But yeah, keep going, Mike.
It's Matt's fault. But anyways, we've been busy. Things on the recruiting side of things for Northland College hockey. We've gotten a few commitments over the last couple of days. We're actually just kind of winding things down. The process has been a lot longer. They're kind of drug out a little bit just because and every NCAA school is dealing with the transfer portal. So for men's hockey at one point, I think there was 400 kids in the transfer portal, and you can be D1 or D3 in the transfer. It's not just limited to D1 players, but there's obviously so many spots for those players. And then you're still recruiting, the 20-year-old player from Western Canada or, wherever, but.
Well, I got a ton of questions with that, obviously. Yeah. So is there in a direct place that you go that shows all these players that might be interested in attending your college or university?
No, so any player can jump on, get on the portal if you're at an NCAA school. So it's we have an account at Northland College where you literally you click the portal or this link or whatever it is, click men's hockey, and then you click active. Or kids that are still active in it, I guess. Yeah. And then it has a list of the most recent kids that are on there. So we actually we have one transfer coming in, a transfer from actually Concordia, Wisconsin coming in. So, but yeah, then obviously been at the golf course here. Weather this spring has been absolutely awful. But people are itching to golf. Have a really good staff here as well that are helping out this year. And yeah, if anybody's ever in Ashland, check out the Schwamigan Bay Golf Club.
What's the number, Mike?
715-682-8004 and ask for Mike.
Just your daily Burg Boys Schwamigan Bay plug, golf course plug there. All right.
The best is what you just said. People trying to pronounce our
Schwamigan. Schwamigan.
Schwamigan.
Schwamigan.
Schwamigan.
Schwamigan.
Yep.
All right. Well, Matt, have you been on the boat? How many times have you been on the boat yet? Twice?
Actually, no. Once. It was not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and
I got to get up there.
yeah,
Just
for sure.
like-
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Jay
Hey,
said
sorry, this is probably not appropriate, but you were pickled that night.
what night?
You were
Yeah, you're
pickled
on
that night
when
too.
you're on the pontoon.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's long days on that, but I believe it's the latest the boat has ever been in, and yeah, I mean, same weather hasn't been good. I think we had like 1 week. I think it was that last week. It was like 90s, I believe. Just hot. And then last weekend, my first ever gender reveal. It was a couple's gender reveal, so that was quite interesting. Down near Chicago, and
Yeah, how'd
Yeah.
that go? Was that
I
everything
mean-
that you dreamed of?
I mean, it's kind of what I expected. I mean, I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't realize that like you could make that into such a long party. But yeah, I mean,
Did you guess right?
I did guess right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
okay.
boy. Yep, and I guessed a boy. But yeah, I mean, do you guys want me to tell the story about the clubs, or
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not even that good of a story, but
I mean, so Mike was set off this. Set
Sounds
of
like you
clubs.
want to.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not Mike's fault. Set up this clubs off to the side. He said if somebody gets it before the NFL draft, which we're all going to get together for, then they'd be mine. So oh, that sounds good to me. If someone gets it, no problem. So then I believe something happened at the course where Mike couldn't come down for the NFL draft, and so the clubs never came down as well.
I texted. I told you beforehand.
Does that sound about right, guys?
Did I not tell you beforehand that the clubs were sold?
Not until the day of. I
Not
think.
till the day of that you weren't coming down. So,
Yeah.
but hey, I'm still looking. So, if anyone's got some,
Anybody's got some
Yes,
garage sales? to
Let me
send in?
know. I could get you some clubs.
well, I mean,
0 for 1.
It doesn't sound like you can, Mike.
0 for 1.
Whatever.
All right. Well,
What about you, Jay Green? What have you been up
yeah,
to?
man. Just kind of like Roush said, is coaching Blue Devils, which is a AAA hockey program. Started, early thousands.
Was
Based out
that? Did Ian Holloway start that?
Yeah, he started because his alumni was Stout.
Okay.
That's where he played
Yeah.
college hockey at, and that's
I-
why he.
I know when we played, we were one of the first couple
It
years.
was
of
early
being
2000s,
in.
right?
Yeah. So, and I think our first year was what, 2001, 2002, maybe? Because
I
it was
played-
right before high school. I think it was like Pee Wee Band.
Did you ever play, Matt?
No.
You just did Caps.
That was
And it
Caps
was
to the
it was out
eyes.
of. Is
Yep.
it still out of Toma?
Yep, it's out of. It used to be out of Sparta. It's out of
That's
Toma
right,
now.
yeah.
Yep. Now it's Toma. Yeah.
So
Does
Mike,
Sparta still have that? Have they gotten a new ring? They haven't. gotten a
they still got that rank, but they're co-opted with Toma. So in
Oh.
too. So like they're not even a program.
Oh,
but-
so youth too.
Wow.
yeah.
So they play. Do they play everything at Toma then?
No, they play like a couple games at Sparta.
Okay.
I'd like to go back there and play a game, but I know you guys had some rumbles in the jungle there, but yeah, I mean, so that's been fun. Just a new second year Pee Wee, so about 12-year-olds. Just a fun group, and it's cool to see the kids. Some from Reedsburg, some from Dallas, some from Toma, Onalaska, La Crosse, Black River, West Salem. One kid from Rapids. They all just kind of interact with each other and form bonds, and so that was pretty fun, pretty cool. Although I still grinding the school life, and that ends here in a couple weeks. But other than that, let's get to the meat and bones of things here. How about it, fellas?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could talk about the Bucks real quick. You guys have any thoughts on the Bucks? Like, I guess
The Bucks should still be playing if Middleton was healthy.
you guys
So
agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings on the Bucks. So I think if Middleton's playing in that series, I mean Boston's good. Don't get me wrong, and I hate Boston, but
I
they're
didn't think
good.
they were that good though.
They're pretty solid, but I think with
Now I
Middleton,
do.
I do think we beat that series or win that series if we have them for all 7 games. You know, if we have them just for that last game, who knows if it makes a difference. We have them healthy for the whole series. I think we win that series.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But like part of me thinks like, does Giannis need star power with him? But then I look at the Miami Heat, and they don't have a top 15 player in the league on their team right now. Like you could say Butler, but I could name 14 dudes that are better than Butler.
Yeah.
Like in terms of star power.
But
then you look at
Butler turns into like a beast in playoffs.
But then you look at, but so did Giannis.
Yeah.
But the difference are the Heat are still playing and just beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
But you look at the rest of their roster, and it's like it's good basketball players, but there's no studs. Like it's not the big 3, it's not the big 4, it's not the big 2. Like he doesn't even. I mean,
Isn't there part of
it's just a bunch of good guys that know their roles, execute their roles. They play really good defense. They make their shots. I mean, they just so then part of me thinks, okay, maybe Giannis doesn't need another star. Maybe they just need to be more balanced, or maybe they need to find more shooters, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not good enough in basketball to know that, but like for a while, I thought the only way you win an NBA championship is by having studs. But I think the Lakers prove that to be wrong when they have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook and don't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, that didn't work.
I think too, like piggybacking on what Rash said, like the Heat, the big difference with the Heat, I personally think, is their coach, Spoelstra, is an unbelievable coach. And he just has these schemes where like he could take down like Giannis, like where it just seemed like, and I'm not ripping on our coach, but Budenholzer, but like it just didn't seem like he made the in-game adjustments that need to be made, I guess. Like,
dude, we
when
couldn't
Giannis
make
had,
a 3.
yeah, and we couldn't make a shot to save our life.
Yeah. But still, like if we can't make threes, then you got to adjust and start attacking down low or something,
Yeah. And I saw a stat the other day when our big 3 played, Middleton, Holiday, Giannis, we were 36-10 on the regular season. But I mean, we saw it last year, man. Like injuries are part of playoffs. We beat the Nets. A lot of people didn't think we won the championship because Kyrie Irving didn't play, but it's like it's part of the game. Giannis is the best player in the world. I mean, obviously. But yeah, once we didn't win Game 6 at home, I just kind of knew Game 7 wasn't looking too hot.
Then they got smoked.
Yeah.
I mean, that was brutal, but I
yeah,
don't know. We've been fighting injuries for a while there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, just saying, like, last thing I'll say is we're going to be there for the next 3 years. We have those guys locked down for 3 years.
The thing that pisses me off is how Giannis gets so much crap. I like when you look at like, okay, he's obviously in the top tier. Like he gets hated on so much more than like a Kyrie Irving. Well, like that's a bad example because Kyrie's gotten hated on quite a bit. But like, do you know what I'm trying to say though? It's like the dude won an NBA championship. Like a lot of those
probably a professional.
A lot of those other guys that are in the conversation have never won one.
So here's a question for you guys. Thinking about that, would you take? Let's say we add another star. Let's say we trade for Damian Lillard, whatever. Okay. And we do it that way. We win it that way. Is it better than not winning again without a star?
I don't necessarily
doing it the Milwaukee way.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think we got like the wrong guys with us. I just feel like we just need those 1 or 2 pieces. Not like a big name guy, but you add. I mean, I have no idea. A guy that can.
Neither do I.
Yeah, like if Pat Connaughton plays the way he can, Grayson Allen tore it up early in the playoffs, so then he was a ghost. The rest
he was gone.
So I think if you just
go.
you could just add one or two guys there. I don't know.
All right. Well,
I think a win at the highest level, the NBA, NFL, NHL, I don't think it matters unless you win.
Yeah.
You know, if you have Damian Lillard and you win, I'm going to celebrate the same way as if we won without Damian Lillard.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair
That's just my opinion, you know.
Fair enough. No, that was the question I asked.
Now, if like cheating or manipulating or things like that are involved to win, then it changes my opinion. Like, I don't know how you cheat in the professional world, but like I'm thinking like college, you know, like, you know, with the transfer portal and all this stuff, you know, and you're throwing the NIL out there where, you know, Alabama can be offering kids millions of dollars where, you know, Coastal Carolina can't, but Coastal Carolina wins it. I think that means more than if Alabama were to win it. But at the professional level,
I get that.
At the professional level, I think winning it, you win it. I mean, whether we have a big 3 or a big 1, in my opinion, I'm going to celebrate the same.
But like last point here. So like the Golden State Warriors, like they won with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and then that next year they added Kevin Durant and won it again. Like, my point is
I
like,
see what you're trying.
I get what you're saying. Like the first one means more than the second one or something. Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, enough of that. Let's dive into the Packers, guys. Let's do it. Draft picks. What did you guys think about the draft? Well, we talked about all of our hopes and all of us, our predictions, and obviously all of us were wrong because we knew we were all going to be wrong because that's the way a Packers draft goes. I predicted 2 wide receivers. We're going to trade up and get 2 wide receivers. I was dead wrong on that. Let's go to you, Mike, first. How did you feel at the moment that we drafted the guys we did, and now?
I felt day one I was a little like we weren't going to get one of those top, was it 5 or 6 guys, whatever it was. After day one, like I guess I was feeling okay, but after we got Watson, I'm like, okay, like this is definitely trending. The one guy that I'm really intrigued about is Chris might have to, or when you guys, is his last name the kid from the lineman from UCLA or something?
What's that guy's name?
I forget what his name is, but apparently, apparently, like after the draft, like apparently people were saying like this was a huge steal. Like we should not have gotten him. Like he shouldn't have fallen to the to the Packers at all.
He's really good, but he's a typical Packer pick. And what I mean by that is he played college at offensive tackle, but he's too small, too short of arms and stuff to do that in the NFL. So of course he slides because people don't in the NFL they don't value guards as much as they value tackles because of edge rushers, which I get it. It makes sense. But that's why like he's a first round talent, but we got him in round 3? No. Round 3 because of the fact that he's going to be a guard or a center in the NFL. But that was a great pick. That was a great pick.
But we add like Watson's got speed. The 2 other wide receivers we drafted have a tremendous amount of speed. Like if you look at the wide receiving group, like I mean, we added with Sammy Watkins in kind of a prove it situation. I mean, Tonyan will be back, I believe. By
at some point,
we hope.
And then you obviously still have Aaron Jones and
what was it? Quay Walker, Quez Walker.
No, we got Devontae Wyatt, the second pick.
Wyatt, and then Quay Walker, right?
Quay Walker,
and then Watson traded up for Watson.
We feel pretty good. I mean, you guys feel pretty good about those. I mean, Rosh, you were pretty excited about it during the day.
Yeah. So, I mean, my thoughts were obviously I wanted one of those top 6. But the one thing, and I'm not saying I think the same as the Packers. I'm not trying to insinuate that at all. But once those top 5 or 6 were drafted, and you look at the next tier of wide receivers, I didn't personally think it was worth it picking one of those receivers at 22 or 28.
Yeah.
Like I like Watson a lot, but I think he has more value us taking him at 34 than we did taking him at 22 or 28.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they went with best available or best on their board And then honestly, it's two positions we truly need. I mean, we could Kenny Clark needs help, right? The guys have done a decent job around him, but our Achilles heel the last 3 years has been stopping the run and stopping tight ends or slot receivers. Okay, well, we stopped the run by getting Wyatt to throw in there now. And now you add a 6'4" athletic linebacker that can run and match up physically with tight ends and Walker, and somebody that can learn with Campbell and even play next to Campbell. So then it keeps Savage from having to come into the box, and Savage can play that nickel or the slot role more. I thought it was a great usage of those picks based on who was available.
Yeah.
Now if Traylon Burks or Doxson or Williams or Olave or any of those guys slid to 22 and we didn't take them to draft one of those guys, then I'd feel a little different. Could we have traded up? I think we could have, based on what people were giving up to move up spots. I think we could have. But in all honesty, it at what price?
Yeah. Well, and wasn't this the first year that Goot didn't move up in the first round?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, when you look at value, what we got, the needs that we filled, I mean, we all talked about it going in, right? We needed a receiver. Well, we drafted 3 of them, and one has the potential to be a very, very good wide receiver. Now, he could have the potential to bust, but a second round pick, I would really consider a bust. You know what I'm saying? Where first round
there's not as much expectation.
Yeah. But he's got the potential for sure. We needed
the other guy too.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that other guy.
We needed depth at O-line. We did that, because the thing we got to remember too is last year we did as well as we did without Bakhtiari. Jenkins got hurt.
Yep.
We lost our starting center. We were playing backups last year. All those guys come back. Now Jenkins might not be back until halfway through or whatever, but all those other guys are coming back, plus that third round addition. Like, the O-line's only going to be better than last year now, and more depth, because some of those depth pieces had to play in playoffs will now move back to number 2s on the depth chart, but we know they have experience. Hopefully Tunyon comes back. Hopefully we get more from DeGuerra or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Watkins will have 40 or 50 catches for 600 yards probably, but that's all he needs to do. Lazard, I think, is going to have his best year as a pro, hopefully. And now you throw in Watson, and hopefully Amari Rodgers takes a step forward in that slot role.
Were there any last year? Because Lazard was undrafted, but last year were there any undrafted guys that really made an impact last year? I can't think of any.
For the Packers or for the NFL?
Packers. Did we have any? I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I can't either.
But that would be an interesting thing too, because like
undrafted last year, or
that were
like,
rookies last year undrafted.
Okay.
Like Lazard. Okay. I mean, if you remember, like Lazard was plugged in right away, or made the roster, and then slowly, like, I think with his rookie year, like halfway through the year, like Rodgers was obviously getting more comfortable with them, and like that's going to be an interesting thing to see too, because like obviously right after the draft, the Packers make all those signings or whatever. But yeah,
I personally think like kind of piggybacking whatever you guys said. Like, we weren't going to get one of those top guys once that run went. And so, like, we just drafted best available. The guy who
needs.
The guy who I really like, and I'm kind of nervous making this pick because I thought Amari Rodgers was going to do better than he did, but I really like that Nevada wide receiver. I'm thinking he'll probably just start out being like, punt returner, kick returner.
Can Watson do that? Watson did that.
Yeah. I think I have a feeling one of those two, like Watson might be kick. This Doobs will be punt. But some of his highlights are pretty damn good. So we'll see what happens. Just because we're Wisconsin fans, Danny Davis, I believe, is on the active 90 as a wide receiver. So that'd be pretty cool. I heard he did pretty good. I think it was last week, and they had like a rookie camp or whatever. But yeah, I mean, our defense is going to be way better than it was last year, in my opinion. I mean, you lose what? Kevin King, Darius, who played what, one game?
Well, there's a chance that we could still sign
They
Kevin.
better not.
Depth guy.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Jair's back, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah, I mean, I think we're not gonna see the typical Packer scores of 35-28. I think we're gonna be seeing some 2014s, 24-14s, 24-20s. Like
But we still have Rodgers.
But we still have Rodgers. I agree. But
and Jones and Dillon.
Yeah, like our defense is gonna be nasty.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Packers too, and you're thinking, all right, we're assuming we're making playoffs. How do we beat the other NFC teams, and how do we beat the AFC teams? Well, look what the AFC has done. Look at what San Francisco has done. Look at what the Rams have done. Everything has been about their offenses and speed on their offenses. So how do the Packers rebuttal? Boosting up their defense even more. And so I think that's part of their plan as well, is not just thinking, how can we be successful during the regular season, but more so, how have we been beating the playoffs the last couple of years? You know, San Fran, we got beat simply by giving up runs.
Special teams.
And but I mean, think about it. If George Kittle doesn't have a couple of those catches,
Deebo Samuel,
it's a way different game. If Deebo Samuel doesn't have the runs he has, it's a way different game. Well, Wyatt and Walker, I would think, could potentially slow those types of plays down. You know, Walker being 6'4" and running a 4.5, he's going to be able to match up against any tight end in the league. Now, will he give up a pass? Yeah, but he's going to be able to compete with those guys, you know? So I think they were thinking playoff wise as well on how do we stop these teams that we'll face? Because no offense, but the Lions, Vikings, Bears, could one of those guys beat us? Yeah, they could. But I don't think that's how they're drafting, is worrying about those teams. I think they're drafted to worry about playoffs.
I agree.
Something I found interesting on Twitter, I think it was yesterday or today, but like there's somebody saying how it seems like the Packers never spend a lot of money like on its players. But then off of that tweet is like, the Packers don't go out and spend a bunch of money on free agency typically, but you have now
we pay our guys,
pay the guys. Highest paid cornerback now with Jair.
Yeah.
Bakhtiari, highest paid at the time was lineman, I believe. Kenny Clark, you paid him.
Rodgers,
Jones. Like you have bang, 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 and it's
Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell too.
Douglas.
Forgot about him. So it's, I mean, at least Goot swung and had a connection with Jair a couple years ago.
I did see something funny real quick. I saw, you know, like the Packers have like a couple of these like fan Twitter pages. Well, it's called like IKE Packers or something. I don't know if you guys. Okay, so they posted something funny because one of the Vikings Twitter fan pages was laughing at the fact that we signed Alexander for $21 million a year and he was injured the whole season. And said something like, didn't even play last year, but the Packers fork over $21 million a year. The very first comment is, didn't you do the same for Za'Darius?
Yeah.
I just thought that was kind of funny because, you know, they're talking smack about paying money for an injured person, but yet they did the exact same thing. So that was kind of funny.
So, I mean, Jair got extended. We needed that.
Yep.
I mean, we got to have one of the best corner DBs groups in the NFL, especially Rasul. I don't know how he's going to be if he doesn't play as regular reps like he did last year, but
one thing that didn't he say, or no, that was sorry if I just missed this too, but it was Campbell that was saying like he's literally, I forget like the exact what it was, and I can probably look it up here quick, but it was saying like now that somebody believes in him, like he'll run through a brick wall for that organization, which I thought was like,
I follow him on Twitter. He seems like just like a really down to earth type of guy. That's like he's just thankful to be a part of something.
And obviously Douglas is the same way. Like he went through however many teams. Like last year, like was on the Cardinals practice squad, makes the game winning interception at the end. Like he's kind of the same way too. Like even like throughout his free agency stuff, he's like, yeah, it's not going to take much like for me to stay in Green Bay, like
because of what they did for his career.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
which is sweet.
Yeah, that's cool, and you hope that those guys. I mean, Campbell was a beast last year, but so we extended Jair. But the last little piece of Packer news here, and then we'll move on a little bit here, is the schedule was released, and we had a small conversation amongst our group on what we felt like were predictions, where were some bumps in the road, what we thought about our schedule. Typically, we do have the London game. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but we do have the London game against the Giants week 5.
That sounds right.
And typically when you go overseas for a game, you get the bye week the week after. And we,
Hold on,
we
Jay
don't.
Green. So I actually didn't know this. The only reason why because I heard it on Sports Talk Radio. If you play in London, they either started last year or this year. It's actually up to the team when they want their bye week.
Oh, so they got the pick.
So it sounds like LaFleur
I see.
picked late.
Well, good for him. I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't know that the players probably were, but and I saw something. Last thing I'll say about the schedule, I'll give it off to you guys, is I feel two sides of this. Where, God, who was it? Amos or Savage, one of them was upset that they got to play Christmas Day,
Amos,
and then they got to play New Year's Day, and like they wanted to spend time with their family. But I mean, when you play for a team like the Packers or like the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, that's the type of thing that you give up because you're going to be in those games. But that was my take, and my I don't know, what was my prediction? 6 losses. I had 6 losses, I think. So whoever wants to go next, I guess, wants to speak on that.
I'll just give my quick little prediction, I guess. I think Matt LaFleur is going to continue the trend, and he's going to win 13 games 4 straight years. So we'll be 13-4 this year.
13-4? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to say 12-5.
12-5. Okay.
What did I say? 3 losses?
You said 2.
You were pretty low.
I thought I said 3.
Yeah.
I thought I
maybe
said
you did
3.
say 3.
I think I said 3.
I just feel like because we have the Patriots on the schedule. That's at Lambeau, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing is a lot of our tough games are at Lambeau, so you don't know which way it's going to go. But no, I think the thing with the schedule, one, the bye week being later is huge.
Yeah,
absolutely huge. I think the fact that we play the Jets coming back from London. I mean, not that the Jets are going to be better, but let's be honest, it's the Jets.
Yeah.
So I think that's helpful.
Is that an away game? I wouldn't think so. I think
that's got to be.
I don't remember, but and then for your take, Jay Green, like with playing on Christmas or New Year.
Yeah, what's your thought on that?
Like I get it for those players that have kids. That you could say, oh well, they can celebrate those days when they're playing careers done. Well, then their kids are also going to be older and stuff too. So I get that, but at the same time, I don't know, me being a teacher, I guess I would teach on Christmas if I got paid $15 million a year to play a game.
There were those comments too. You get paid enough to play when you're told.
Yeah. If I got paid $15 million, I would teach year round, including the holidays.
See you later.
So sorry, Cash and Alexis, but
good point.
You get a Range Rover decked out for your 16th birthday because I played a game on Christmas once. So I think there's that side of it, but I get it. Like I get we always think of them as they're on this, like they're here for our fantasy teams and they're here for our enjoyment and that they're people. And I 100% get that. But at the same time, like it's also kind of cool. Like I know the NBA players love playing on Christmas Day, so who knows?
And honestly, like, I mean, there's probably worse places you spend Christmas other than Miami.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
So, okay, we'll move on real quick. I got a lot of stuff here still.
Well, you're the only one that can read it.
Excuse me?
Why don't you show the people your handwriting?
For our listeners, Jeremy does have the worst handwriting I've ever seen.
I don't even know if you guys can. Anyway,
Yeah.
take initiative. USFL. Here are your Burg Boys standings. In first place, the Birmingham Stallions, Roshold.
Okay.
5-0.
By the way, worst
5-0.
DraftKings odds of all the teams
Really?
to
Yes.
start the year.
Yes, it was.
I
Yes,
sent
it
it
was.
to you guys, and I was
Yep.
like, "This isn't good." The
5-0
worst
Birmingham
DraftKings odds.
Stallions. Yep. And
Michigan had the best, I think, and we're awful.
then you got me with the New Orleans Breakers at 3-2, lost to Birmingham. And then we have a two-way tie. The Michigan Panthers at 1-4, Mike, and is that Pittsburgh?
Oh yeah.
The
Pittsburgh
Maulers. Right?
Maulers at 1-4.
Okay, but I will intervene here. So, the top two teams from each division make it, and me and Mike are on the same side, and we're only one game back out of a playoff spot.
Technically, we
Our
all
side
four
is
can make
pretty
it.
bad. Our side is pretty bad. I
Yeah.
will say that. But
So-
you two hold the top spot.
Minus the last 2 weeks. Have you guys tuned in at all to that?
I've just seen the comments, and the comments. There's been a lot of people bashing it. That there's like no fans in the stands, and
Yeah.
the
It's at the
games
same
I've watched,
stadium,
it
and
is.
that's-
And I
yeah.
think part of that was I think that the big part of it is doing it at one location.
Yeah.
I think that has a huge factor in it. And I think with people not expecting it to last, like why should I invest in this team, and why should I cheer for these players when this league might not exist next
True.
year? I
Yeah.
think that has a factor in it too.
The XFL will be back. So
The
we'll have teams for
XFL
that too
and
again.
the excitement with that, and the Rock, and the Rock's hiring all these
Michael
NFL
Elliott.
executives to run it, and their head coaches are all like former NFL Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
All I want to know is if
but-
the Tampa Bay, what were they called last time? I got a shirt.
So I got a shirt too
Uh,
somewhere. Like I don't know. But
They had a snake on their
Yeah, the
Viper, the
Vipers.
Tampa Bay
Vipers.
Vipers.
that's it.
Yep.
We need the Vipers back.
Yeah. So anyway, that's been fun for us. Anyway, I know you guys probably don't give a crap, but we've been slowly checking up on it. We'll go to the Brewers real quick. They are 24-14 after today.
Big win today.
Big win
Big
today. Just called up Keston Hira. He hit a walk-off, bottom 11th, something like that. And and he was struggling up in the big leagues. Went down to AAA, tore it up there. Couple injuries, boom, he's here. So the Brewers are off to a nice start. Mike, have you caught any games?
5 games.
5 games.
Nice. All right.
Mike. 5
Caught
games.
5. That's 5 more than last year.
Keep on that pace because they're doing well, and the Cardinals are in second place at 20-16. Other than that, they're the only 2 teams that are above 500 in the Central. So, so interesting enough. There would have been a number of baseball things that I think we could have talked about had we had more time. I think there was a team that threw a no-hitter and lost. That's nuts.
6 times ever happened.
Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
What do you think about it? But golf, Mike, you want to talk a little bit about golf here or what?
I can.
I mean, I don't want to.
Well, you have some picks in this for this.
I do have some picks. I am in your pick'em at Chequamegon Bay.
Yeah, but Schwamigan.
Chequamegon.
If you are looking for a person to bet on this weekend, which
Mike's pick'em corner.
we do not condone betting, but
Chris can in Colorado.
Yeah, it's legal out here.
well, it's not in Wisconsin. Okay,
Who's your guy that you like to watch and you think might win, Mike?
Jordan Spieth
Okay.
will be the winner of the 2022 PGA Championship. He has been absolutely on fire. He's had 2 wins in the last couple weeks, last month or so.
I didn't pick him.
He was in the running last weekend. He is the guy. Scotty Scheffler, also a big name. He's had some wins, won the Masters. John Rahm had a big win right after the Masters. And then you still have your Brooks Koepkas, your your Colin Morikawas, your Dustin
Yeah.
Johnsons, there's a Tiger. He's playing again. He's going to give it another go. Bryson DeChambeau will not be playing.
Just saw that. Yep.
He had a tweet probably a couple hours ago, battling some hand stuff. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. You guys do you guys tune in for Masters, right? Pretty much.
I mean, for sure the Masters, but I'll usually, if it's a major.
One more. Sorry, Max Homa. Max Homa is your other. If I was taking a sleeper, he's your guy.
There you have it, folks. Max Homa and Jordan Spieth. I'm going with Morikawa. He's my lead horse. But okay, well, I got a couple of questions for you guys if you want.
Hey, can I add something quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's actually happened a couple hours ago. That could be that's going to shake up college football a little bit. I didn't tweet it out to you guys. I totally forgot. So the NCAA came out with a rule that each conference can come up with how they send their two teams to the conference title. And so
really,
yeah. So Pac-12 immediately right after got rid of their divisions, and the top two best.
I don't like that at all.
Winning percentage go to the Pac-12 championship, and they think a lot of conferences are going to go do that.
So there's no point in divisions.
There won't be any, you'll
other
probably
than scheduling.
Other than scheduling.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. That could I mean, Pac-12 did it within 2 hours of the rule. They switched it immediately.
Huh?
Are they? I mean, the Big Ten is kind of like that though. It's loaded on.
That's why I think, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the SEC is like that as well. One side is loaded, one side.
Yeah, because you have
down.
your out. Yeah, because on the other side, isn't it? Well,
it's like Florida,
or Alabama,
Missouri,
and the same.
Yeah. So I don't know if that. I mean, I don't know what conferences will do it, but I found it kind of weird that the Pac-12 immediately switch it, and they think that other conferences will be, but they don't know which ones.
It'll be interesting to see what happens if they have the same record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
you're gonna run. I mean,
if they didn't play head to head, how do you?
You're gonna run into some controversy.
That already is stupid because I'm assuming the tiebreaker would be some sort of something in conference,
strength of schedule or something.
Be common opponents or yeah.
But then again, it's if you win your side, you go. If you win your side, you go. It's pretty clear, cut and dry.
Exactly.
Who knows? I get why they're doing it, but at the same time, if you're going to do it that way, then just get rid of conferences or get rid of divisions to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just do a Big Ten where you have.
Well, you wouldn't even need that many
12 teams or whatever, and you just play them. You know?
Well, you could almost like the Big Ten. You can almost have Big Ten 1 and Big Ten 2 conference. Couldn't you?
I mean, what I could see happening is if let's just say the Big Ten does that, I could see them getting rid of those cupcake non-conference games, and then you're just paying, which I think would suck. But
why though?
What they need to do they just need to put them all in one, and you play everyone in the conference.
Yeah.
And if that's 12 games and you play a 13-game season, that means you get one non-conference game and that's it. And
what's in the Big Ten? 12?
12 right now. So you'd play 11.
You play 11 games. Which I think is
one or two non-conference games, and you're good.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen.
Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't seen that. Well, I got a couple stupid questions if you guys want them. If not, we could just skip them. I don't really care.
Fire
them away.
Let's hear it.
Okay. All right. True or false? Stop signs used to be yellow.
True.
False.
True.
I appreciate you going out of the norm there, Mike. Hot water freezes faster than cold water.
True.
I'm gonna say true too.
Yeah, it's true. I don't have any education to back these up with. It's something.
Google searches.
I saw that on Twitter, Jay Green. I saw the exact same thing. And so we have a physics teacher that's like, he shouldn't be a teacher. He's like one of the smartest people I've ever met. And he broke down the physics of why hot water freezes quicker.
So you want to put hot water in your ice cube trays if you still have those, right?
Oh,
I mean, I would guess so.
I still got it.
He explained it to me, and I still don't understand it, but there is a scientific backing to it.
Okay. True or false? A cat used to serve as a mayor in Alaska.
That's probably
Cat.
true.
A cat.
That's got to be hard to make up. So I would say true, but I'm going to just say false to say something different.
True.
What do you think? Yeah, it's true. And it's true. For a long time. Must be some really stupid people in that town.
So how does a cat vote? It just puts its paw on something? Or
Yeah,
what?
stamp it
The
down.
cat says goes. Mystery Alaska. Blood donors receive a text in Sweden when their blood is used. Blood donors receive a text saying when their blood is used in Sweden.
I'm gonna say true.
That's a Sweden thing to do.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it's true. That's I thought that was a little weird. I don't know that I'd like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would either.
Last one. True or false? In a deck of cards, the king has a mustache.
True,
I think that's true.
if I remember right.
I don't remember. I thought he had a beard. I'm going to say false.
False is right. Nope. No mustache.
Is it a beard?
No mustache. I'm looking this one up. Hold on.
I think
it's a beard. I think maybe the
It's like a,
yeah, I think it's just like a little, like a pirate beard sort of thing.
Yeah, no must. Oh, is that a mustache? Somebody else want to research? Look that. That's a mustache.
oh, what?
You guys, I've been bamboozled. That's a mustache.
That's a beard and a mustache. He's got a beard.
So maybe it was just a mustache. I don't know. Maybe I messed that up.
Yeah. Here.
Anyway.
Yeah, because I'm looking at like this. It's like the I don't know, like the old. Yeah, because he's definitely got a mustache. But here's a beard with it too, for sure.
Oh, I mean. Yeah. Anyways, that's what we got for you.
Hey, real quick before we sign off, do you guys follow the? I think it's like the Reedsburg School District Facebook page at all?
Yeah,
I do.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of cool how they like right now they're doing like all the
I did see that.
retirees and stuff.
Mr. Rath this morning?
Mr. Rath,
Yep.
who we all had. So
That's
shout out
awesome.
to Mr. Rath.
That guy's
Mr.
awesome.
Ladwig.
My fourth grade teacher. Did
Yeah,
you have
same.
Mr. Ladwig?
Yep.
He was Matt and I's fourth grade teacher. So shout out to Mr. Ladwig and
Shout out to all the retirees.
yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize if I missed anybody else.
We don't really have any Beaver sports, or didn't really do any research at all.
I feel like
this guy doesn't have a mustache.
No,
Okay.
he doesn't. That's a
all
beard.
different decks.
Okay. All right. Well, Ryan Downing's messaging you.
Wisconsin, or not Wisconsin. Reedsburg softball got the 2 seed. I saw that.
Oh yeah, they have a great season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa Beats hit for the cycle that one night. Ooh.
Wow. And Reedsburg baseball, I feel like they usually always went like what 1 week or 2 weeks after.
Yeah, their seating should be coming up here.
Yeah,
I
their
would
seating
think.
it's gotta be soon.
I thought I saw they're right at about 500. I think on the season.
Yeah.
Okay. So they'll probably be like a 7-8 seed.
But I think I saw the softball team got to 10 wins for the first time in it's been a long time. So
Yeah, I saw they're the 2 seed. So I think they play the winner of Sauk and somebody. I don't remember who that other team was, but I mean, women's sports have had a great year for Reedsburg, so hopefully they can keep it up.
All right. Well, sounds good, fellas. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you. I don't know when we'll see you, but we'll see you.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.